Hello, hello, hello. How are you all tonight? I just thought I'd come through tonight so I can continue on this journey of getting myself up out this here funk. But you know, in time. How y'all been doing? I know it's been a minute since I've been on here. Um, but I'm gonna keep on asking. Hey y'all, all hiding in bushes and all of that good old stuff. How y'all doing tonight? Hello, hello, hello. Y'all, for the life of me. Hey, Shalissa. For the life of me, I couldn't get because I changed some stuff around today and did some old things. So everything is off. I don't even want this this here screen or whatever here, but whatever. It is there. So we may let me see. Um how about I just do none? Wait a minute now. Y'all know I'm always trying to do something when I come on here and I don't be having no idea of what I'm doing. Now let me see. Can I check? Okay, I'd rather for y'all just see like I moved the green and y'all know I be using paper. I don't be using I ain't got time to be going looking all over the place, all online and everything for all that good stuff and everything. But how you doing today, Shalissa, since you the one that's in the chat? What you did today besides planting some stuff? But yeah, I was on here the other day. The last time that I was on here, I know I was on here talking to y'all a little bit about I was going through some anxieties or whatever. And let me go ahead and no, let me just hold on 1 second, y'all. I know we y'all know we be right sometimes and sometimes we don't. But anywho, okay. Now that's what we gonna leave it at right now. I ain't gonna change nothing else around. But the last time that I had been on here or whatever, I had been telling y'all about I was going through like some anxieties and stuff, and they have not all subsided or gone away or no none of that stuff. But I'm going through my thing. But somebody else had warned me that usually when you have a bout with anxiety, then depression kind of try to set in a little bit. So I was thankful for that warning for whoever had told me that. So then I'll be paying attention to it and then steady like, trying to move around that and everything. So when I come on here, it's like regardless of what I'm going through, I don't be coming on here trying to drag nobody else down and make their day be what they day. So a lot of times I just come on here, then I'm gonna come on here when I get uplifted a little bit more. But then again, too, that's crazy because this is life with Tashana, and if I'm just having that kind of day, but I don't be feeling like hitting the button. So that's all. That's all I've been doing. I had to work when the sun was hiding. You better be working while that sun hiding because that sun is a whole mess out there. A whole mess. It is very, 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 very hot out that door. I almost said out that side. But you know, I'm trying to think of yeah, I didn't have no whole lot to come on. I told y'all I'm trying to like there is a lot that I could talk about and stuff, but I'm just like in that place of like um I don't know. There's just so many thoughts that go through my head in one day. Everything is so new right now. It's like from one place to the next when you don't know what to say. I mean, when I say reset, restart, everything is just like different. Very, very different. It took me 4 times to go out there to do what I needed to do. I was not about to play with that song. I know that's why. Hey, Miss Coffee, how you doing? How have you been doing? I know Miss Coffee, you was down for a little bit too, and whew, hey y'all, I'm here still working. Oh Lord, you still working? But I know what I'm gonna do because I had said that I was gonna one thing that keep coming to the forefront of my mind is I had told y'all I was gonna tell y'all the story about Tyrone. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all that story now because I don't have a lot to talk about. And let me tell you something. One thing for sure is when I'm feeling the way that I feel, if I just come on here and I click the button, sometimes like I just get my spirit be different when I get ready to get up off of here. So that's what I came on here for my spirit to be for my spirit to be lifted up. Um, I'm sad sick, and so I've been moving. Oh, okay, okay, I see what you're saying. All right, Miss Coffee, prayers going up. Yes, ma'am. And for those of you all that are praying folks that's up in here, y'all see we have somebody who's sick, so y'all and Miss Coffee, if you asking me, have I been outside? No. I have not been outside. I peeked outside. I came outside a couple of times, but I haven't been getting no sun like usual and all of that stuff. So, but I ain't been out there. I've been out there to go some places and to look for some things and stuff like that, but not really been outside. I was trying to check on you from that last live I seen. Just wanted to make sure you were okay, Miss Coffee. I didn't like see you like that. Oh, oh, Shalissa. We must have been the Wonder Twins on that day right there because oh my god, I that when that live came through, ooh, my heart fell to the through the flow. I was like, who messing with my cup of coffee? Oh my gosh, like I was so I was in shock, and probably whenever I be in one of my moments or whatever like that, somebody come over here and somebody come over here and see that one day I'm talking and I'll be this calm person, and then the next day you be caught you looking here and everything be going haywire. So yeah, it I mean that shocked me, you know. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we all got a little fire, a little fire in there hiding somewhere. It'll touch the right buttons, it'll leap out on you. Yeah. Yeah, but I felt the same way, Shalissa. When I see it, I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, we gotta get back in your box, Smith Coffee. Don't blow up on them. Don't do it, girl. Not yet. Just hold on. Oh Lord. But yeah, I definitely was. I was shocked too to see that. I thought I was finna see nothing but green plants, anything green. I ain't expect to see red when I hit that live over there. I didn't. I ain't expect to see red. And that's all I seen. I was like, oh, oh no, nah. Don't stay on the sidewalk. Stay on the sidewalk, Miss Coffee. Stay on the sidewalk. Yeah, I thought I was about to see her. Yeah, I thought I was going to see some green plants and all that good stuff right there. No. This live went right on through there. I think I was clenching my pearls the whole way through the live. All the way through. Cause I ain't never had to see Miss Coffee come out of bag on somebody. Usually when she come out of the bag, she come out of the bag with some prayers or whatever like that right there. And so to go over there, honey child, you messed around and found out on that day. Ooh, yeah, all the way live. All the way live. I learned something different. But okay, yeah, let me and I don't know where I'm gonna be at. So somebody probably got to bookmark me or whatever, because I want to tell the story, but then again, I really don't want to tell the story. But I feel like I need to go to one of my little places of where like I can find what you're gonna do right now, and come back on. So, anyways, I'm gonna tell this story about Tyrone. Yeah, call Tyrone. Don't call that fool, because he sure can't use my phone. Told you just as holy as I am is just as much as hell I can. Okay, all right, Miss. And you said that we be twinning like that right now. Yeah, I try not to have no hell be in my life, but when it show up, woo Lord, my sister say I can drown out a speaker. when I get mad, she's like, "Shut up! Stop yelling! We can't hear anything you're saying." So your voice can rattle out some speakers or whatever. Yeah, child. I definitely understand. I definitely understand. But throughout this story right here, we just gonna talk through it. We gonna see how far we get into it. And I don't even know if I'm gonna leave this live up. We gonna see what it do, because I might get a flag on the play. I don't know. Well, we gonna be here and we gonna have some fun about it. We gonna talk about whatever it is. Okay, so I had a cousin that recently passed away. And I thought about, whenever you have a family member that passed away or whatever, you start thinking about all the memories and everything that you had with them. So this was not a good memory, but I think this memory came up because I'm in the midst of healing from all of the crazy things that happened to me from back in the day or whatever. All right. What did it say? Kendrick Lamar, he say he gonna beat him up and then hide the Bible, and then so God can't see him. All righty then. But when she passed away, it made me think about some memories, They not like us. It made me think about some of the things that happened with us, and one of the things that I had talked to her about, and we both had talked about it. But this one night, and this guy that she was dating, she ain't like him, and no, she loved him. I didn't like him. A lot of people in our family didn't like him, but I didn't know like who he was like in that way or whatever. But she was so happy that she had met him at first or whatever. But anyway, we're gonna go past all of that and everything, because the relationship just was not good, and he was a lot older than her. She was still in her teens. I mean, like 15 years old when she met him, and he was somebody. And I'm gonna purposely get the numbers wrong, but trust and believe I'm very close in the age numbers that we talking about. So she was along the age of 15 years old, and he was somewhere along the line of like 25 years old when she met him. She met him from Mississippi, and when he came into town, he was all good and everything. And then her and like one of my other friends started dating these two guys. And so, he had his own car and all of that stuff. So she thought the relationship was the bomb. And towards the end, like he was doing some really mean stuff, but that ain't my purpose in telling. I don't want to tell that part of the story because that might come up like later on, later on down the line. I'm trying to get to the part of where I had a bad experience with this person. So we're gonna fast forward past to the end of this relationship. And on this one night, my mom, I was still living in the house with my mom. They all had left and went over to our cousin's house because she heard like some commotion or whatever was going on over to the house. Well, as my mama loaded up the kids and everything and rolled with her, I was in the shower when she left. So she went on and took the kids with her and rode on around to our cousin's house or whatever. And she ended up staying over there talking because by the time she got over there, the person who the commotion was with had done left. So being that he done left from over there, I'm there by myself. I done finished taking my shower and everything. I get out of the shower and then I come in. I'm gonna go off camera just 1 second. I come back in, get myself ready, and a friend of mine, after I finished getting dressed, was she was sitting on the stairs, on the stairs outside, like the stoop or whatever you want to call it, or that type thing. She was sitting on the stoop, and so I went outside and I sat on the stoop with her. Me and her got into a conversation, good flowing conversation. I ain't even think about it. And all of a sudden, right off the side of the stairs, somebody come walking and they dressed from green head to toe, like dark green. In the dark. This is nighttime, like 11 o'clock at night. So mind you, I just said my mom left and she went round to my cousin's house because the commotion was going on over there. Well, the person who was causing the commotion, which was a DV situation, they don't like you to say no words and stuff on here, or whatever. So hopefully you all know what DV stands for. Use your imagination. Y'all help each other out. We're gonna try to not take this out. But he left from over there and he walked over to actually where we live at. So as me and my friend sitting on the stairs talking, he walks around the side of the rail and then he's just standing there. But I'm not aware of what all is happening over to the place where my mama done went and left me in the shower, because I really don't know what all going on. She just said that she was going over there to see what was going on to the house or whatever. So I don't have no clue. But anyways, later on I found out that this guy was the commotion. It was actually a fist fight or whatever going on around there between him and her. So my mama didn't call me, but he comes around the corner and he sit there and he started talking to me and my friend. He held a whole long conversation with us, ain't say nothing. So he said that, and after a while, my friend was like, well, Tashana, I'm ready to go in the house, so I'm going to go on in the house or whatever, like that right there. And then she went on in the house. I said, well, I'm finna get ready to go in the house too in a little bit, And he went on ahead and got comfortable and sat down to the bottom of the stairs. So he was like, he got up for a minute and then he was like, I'll be back. Hold on just 1 minute or whatever like that. So I went inside. I had already said to him, I know he heard me when I said to her that I'm going to go inside, in a little bit. So he's like, hold on just a minute. Like he walked around the corner and he came back again. So then he came back and he was saying something to me. And then he had told me that him and my cousin had got into it. But he didn't say that they got into it like a physical situation. He was telling me like they got into like an argument or something like that. So he was like, he wanted to talk to me about it or whatever like that. And I was just like, all right, then. I was like, well, then just knock on the door when you come back. Now, I'm saying to you, I told him to knock on the door because at this point, it's like, it's probably like 12:30 at nighttime. When it's about 12:15 when my friend went in, and then it was like 12:30 when like I was trying to like brush him off and make an excuse. So I was like, he was like, you gonna be up when I come back? I said, yeah, I should be. I said, just knock on the door. Just knock on the door when you come back. Well, I already had in my mind, I'm not about to wait up for this boy. No, none of that right there. I was like, I'm finna lock the door and chain the locks because my mama had decided she just gonna go ahead and stay the night over there with my cousin now. She had the kids with her. So I go inside the house. I put the chains on the door. I locked the bolt lock and I locked the door. But in the apartments that we lived in, they used to have these things. I don't know if y'all know about, they call these things called jalousies, where they like little slats of windows or whatever. That's the kind of windows that we had, and it had a screen. It had a screen in the window. But anyways, I went in the room. I closed the door. I locked all the doors, and I turned the light off, and I went to sleep. I went to sleep, and I don't even know what time of the morning that this was. All I know is I had fell asleep. The next thing I know, mind you, I told you I closed my room door and everything, locked the door. My mom knows to call me when she getting ready to come because she know I'm gonna put the chains on the door. Follow what I'm saying. When I wake up, this boy, Tyrone, is inside my house. He done got a folded chair. He done came into my room and he has the chair. He done set it up on the bed, on the floor. And he done sat in the chair and he leaning on this hand like this right here on his knee, lightly whispering my name. Tashana. Tashana. And it's like, and I'm a hard sleeper. Everybody in my family knows, like, I'm a hard sleeper. Not so much now, but back in the days, like I used to be a heavy sleeper. So I wake up and I can hear him like saying my name like real lightly. When I open my eyes, and mind you, I ain't never really had no encounters with him. I never really had no conversations or no nothing with him. When I wake up and open my eyes, he's sitting in this folded chair right here on the side of my bed, face to face with me, with his hand on his cheek like that. And he says, I thought you said you was gonna stay up and wait for me to come back. And in my mind, the first thing I wanted to holler was, how did you get in my house? But whatever was in me, like through all the different situations I done been through at this time, because at this time, I believe that I may have just turned 19 years old. But I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything to him. It's just like I just like froze, and I was like, oh, I was gonna stay up and wait, but I had got sleepy or whatever. But the whole time he's sitting in front of me, I'm thinking to myself, how did he get inside the house? And my mind just started to wonder. It had to take him some time. He had to take at least like 2 or 3 of the jalousies out the window. He had to take the screen out the window, and then he had to stick his arm through the window, or either find something to stand on to put the top part of his body through the window and everything to be able to reach the door and take the chain off. Or he just climbed through the window one. I don't know which one he did, but anyways, he ended up sitting in front of my face. Now he's sitting in front of this thing, and I didn't even sit up. I just like laid in the bed because I'm like froze at this moment. And I was like, then he just like started a conversation and he started saying stuff like, well, me and your cousin, we broke up tonight. It's done and it's over with. And I was like, oh yeah, y'all broke up? And he was like, yeah, it's done. And he was just like, um, you know, ever since I met you, um, it was never really her that I wanted to be with. It was always you. And I just looked at him like real confused. And I'm just like, ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way. I ain't never even really been around him like that before. Like I see my cousin or whatever like that, but like to see him and like on top of it, if I could show y'all a picture of what I say, like he looked like or whatever, he looked like a Simpsons character with a Jerry curl and a gold tooth in his mouth, and that's all I got to say about that. Just definitely ain't none of my type of dude or whatever. But anyways, he was like, it never was her that I wanted to be with. It was you or whatever. And I was just like, no, ain't no way or whatever. And I was like, but again, I'm not saying anything to him because I'm like froze. And then he say, and I say, well, I know, and there's nothing. When I did finally say something to him, and I told him, I said, oh, there's nothing that I can really do about that because you dated my cousin. You've been with my cousin and everything before. So, hey, Gamblers World. I say you've been with my cousin before, so ain't nothing ever going to be happening to me. But at this time, like I don't know anything because like my cousin ain't really like said a whole lot or know none of it. But I couldn't understand. And then when he was there, it wasn't like he tried to touch me, but being in those situations, traumatic situations before, I thought I definitely was lined up for this. Because then the next thing he says to me is he said, and don't tell your boyfriend that I did this. So then it let me know, like, nah, you definitely did something wrong. And say my mind was still spinning. So he said, I better not tell my dude or whatever. So then, I don't know whatever happened, but it's just like it was like the weirdest thing. And then, but I was scared and then praying on the inside all at the same time because I didn't know what he was going to do. Well, the very thing that he told me not to do was the opposite of what I've been taught my whole life, going through different traumatic situations. I didn't hold it this time. I actually, the person who he told me not to call is the person who I called as soon as he left. As soon as he left from out of there, I called him and I let him know what had just happened. It didn't even take the guy that I was with 5 minutes to find him. And whatever happened, he never said what had happened or no nothing. But I never had to deal with him like that again. In that way, I never really seen his face anytime after that. But my old man did come back to me and tell me that he ran into him and then he just left it like that right there. I never had no more issues with him. But after talking to my cousin sometime after that and telling her, me and her talking about what had happened that night, she ended up telling me that one of the things was that he was hitting he was smoking that glass pipe. So I didn't know that. And at that time I didn't know like stuff like that happens or whatever. But once again, another scary situation that I was in, yet again, still young at that time, 19, and home alone by myself in that situation. And two, another time that this came to me was then I told y'all know I was recently visiting with my sister. And while I was there in her house, somebody came inside her house without permission while I was there inside of her house alone. So even that situation made me think about this situation right here. But it just been so many different situations that I done been in that has been very, very scary. And now I feel like I'm on like the flip side of it, of where you get to when you have a lot of those experiences like this, and some people that maybe been through this, you can agree or either disagree, but I've in a process of like things that were real scary to me when I was younger are the things that I stand up and I be like, I challenge it. Those are the things like, like you make promises to yourself. It's like, yeah, this used to happen to me back then, but this ain't about to happen. This ain't about to happen right now. This ain't what it gonna be. You don't be afraid to like challenge. You don't be afraid to even put your life on the line when it come down to stuff like that, because you mean what you say and you say what you mean when it come down to like situations like that. I mean, there would be times where like I would get somebody, they had them big old flying cockroaches or whatever. One time one was inside of our house and I went to go and get the next door neighbor to ask him would he come and get it from out of there. And he went and got it and he started chasing me with it. And even that traumatized me, because he chased me until like I was about to fall out, till I was about to faint. I mean, it was just one thing after another. During those times, I'm at Baggage Clan, but I wanted to drop in and say hi. Thank you, Gamblers World, and y'all. Those of you who don't mind, go over to Gamblers World. She trying to get her page up. She trying to grow her page up. Go through and support. Y'all support each other over here in this chat. Almost done. I'm glad for you, Miss Coffee. But that was just one other situation. And then my cousin was just like, she didn't even care about the situation. She didn't want him. By that time, I think he had made a baby with some other girl, which I feel sorry for her too, because she is somebody who we grew up with all our life. She ended up having a baby from him, and she inherited all of those hands that he was putting on my cousin and all of that stuff, which was a horrible situation. But yeah, just one other thing. Oh, you're welcome, Gamblesworld. It's just it was one other thing that put like a traumatic spin on it, and then it almost gave me like the feeling of like when he said to me, don't tell your dude about it. It's like almost like it was an underlying threat. I ain't actually threatening you, but I'm gonna put it out there, and it's gonna definitely feel like a threat. And it's like certain parts of it, because some of it I feel like I'll be telling part of it right now, and then it was like later on down the line, like other bits and pieces of it come. It's just like all of this other stuff stayed under wraps until just one particular thing happened to me, and then everything wanted to fall out the closet. Now, like he gonna make you get with that. Yes, and like and that's actually how he was talking to me, as if he was saying it as if he was going to have a chance at having a relationship with me. And then too, by this point right here, I'm gonna tell you another thing. But then I was green, but not green about this part, because I done seen people who done been on drugs and stuff before. Hey, Ron with Hudson, how you doing tonight? I done been in situations where I done seen people that been on drugs and everything, but not like you into it. Like I know everything. And one of the things was, if I know what I know now, I would have seen all of the signs with him. But he is actually the first person that like I done been in close proximity, like that's been on it like that. But one thing that I did know about him, he would wear 2 and 3 outfits all at the same time. And I could never understand that. And he was always musky. And anybody who know me, musk is like one of my biggest pet peeves ever. If you want to see me change from talking real nice and proper, get somebody who real musky and come stand next to me. I won't even be able to contain it. It's just something that and he was one of those things, very, 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 very musky. So him being musky just alone in his own self, he was disqualified right from the get-go. It's just a scent that does not get along with me. Now I can tell you about there's been a time that I've ran into somebody who I've been to school with, who I went to school with, and they were very, very popular back in the days. Very popular. Football player, track. I mean, he had it all. And I ran into him one day. And I was shocked. He has no teeth, no nothing. And he looked at me, and I never, in my opinion, back in the days, and this is just how low I was back then, I could never amount to who he was back when we were in school. It was just like I was just somebody who was back blowing in the wind, and he was somebody who was on top of the world. He had everything going for him. He dated the cheerleaders and everything. I mean, he had everything. And I was just so shocked. I heard him, he knocked on the door. I answered the door. And when he answered the door, it was like he was embarrassed to see me standing there. And he was like, oh my gosh, I want to hug you so bad. He is like, but you don't want to hug me. He said, because I smell bad. I ain't took a bath in a couple of days or no nothing. In those moments like that, it's like I can lose that sensation, because at that moment when he said that to me, I didn't want him to feel the load that I feel back, going through school and all of that stuff like that. And so I was like, I gave him the hug, and I don't remember really thinking about the musk or whatever like that, but usually that's a hard thing, and I don't even know why. I don't even know why it's such a big. Let me tell you something. One time I was standing to the stove cooking, and my husband walked past the back of me, and there's this seasoning salt that I had bought this one time, and I can't stand the way this seasoning salt tastes. It was the first time I was shaking this seasoning salt, and my husband happened to be walking by the back of me when I was shaking this seasoning salt, and it smelled like musk. I put that seasoning sauce down so fast, and I turned around and looked at him. I said, I know damn well you ain't musky. I said, so I said, damn well, I know damn well you ain't musky. And he was like, girl, what you talking about? He was like, I just got home and I just got out of the shower. He's like, it ain't none of me. This scent was so strong that I literally had to grab, and I was like, hold your arm up. Let me smell up under your arm. He was like, girl, I'm trying to tell you that ain't none of me. I was like, okay then. I turned around and I picked up that. He was like, I think that's that seasoning salt. I picked that seasoning salt up, and I was like, hell no. I can't cook with no seasoning salt that tastes like musk. That not taste like musk, but smell like it. No. But yeah, it's been some crazy thing. And I will just say this, being that I bought up my husband. Right now it's like I feel like we're not in the worst of places, and we ain't in the best of place either. We're together, but there's not really any in-depth conversations or anything. I guess you just kind of like feeling our way, and so that's where I am. There's not much to say. I know any of that right there. Yes, we've had some fun time or whatever, but I would just say that when you come from, and I hate to keep using it, but this is a part of my story. When you come from where I come from, you learn. And if you don't know any of my stories, you have to go back to the beginning of like my videos and my shorts, where I tell my story about all of these different things that happened to me. There's a lot of stories. When you have those things happen to you when you like 5, 6 years old and all of that stuff, and up until you get older and everything, those things are traumatizing in more ways than one. And what it does is you're overly actualized, if you understand what I'm saying, with an S on the front of that. Um, and some kind of way, whatever relationship you're in, there's not a conversation that needs to be had or no nothing. It's like, okay, this will fix it. Because somewhere along that line is you got somebody who's doing these things to you when you're a little kid, and then they telling you at the same time, don't tell nobody. But then at the same time, also putting you in other situations as if you do try and say something, you're the biggest liar. Nobody never did anything to you. In some kind of way, it always ends up that they believe the person who has bought the trauma to you, if you know what I mean. So when you grow up in those types of situations like that, you also come with the mentality of that um X fix everything, and it's not true. And eventually what you'll run into is you feel like it fixed it, but then there also be times where that does not fulfill you anymore. You're laying there and your back, and I'm only talking about me. I ain't talking about anybody else because I don't know anybody else's story. When I figured that that does not fix it, it still leaves me feeling empty on the inside. I didn't have to. I started because then too. Remember when I first came on here, I said that um, I've never cried to anybody. I've never been able to tell anybody any of my stories. I didn't start coming out of this situation until the guy hugged me at my mama's funeral had did it. But the first thing you do is when, well, the first thing that I did, because I don't want to be telling nobody else's story, is when you're in those situations and you believe that X can fix everything. That's with an S on the front of it. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You think that fixes it until you realize that it does not fix any of those things. Because then the next place you'll go to is you do that, and then you start finding yourself laying in bed with your back to your partner and you in tears, which then is the first sign of letting you know it didn't fix what you think it fixed. It was just another band-aid. It was just another pile of dirt that was swept under the rug. Any of that stuff until you get to moments where you ready to like explode about everything. And imagine you not being able to talk or tell on anybody whenever you told on people. See, because there's situations that I've been in and I got whoopings. And I wouldn't blame my mom and say she did it on purpose. I'm saying what literally happened to me. At times when she should have been asking me questions and stuff, I was getting whoopings. So imagine having that mixed in with it. Um, there are so many things that this kind of trauma tell you. And let me tell you something, even with this kind of trauma that I'm talking about, you even have a warped sense that the people that are doing this thing to you, they almost like appear or show up as if they're like a boyfriend or something to you. Thank you, Gamma's World. Um, And that even make me feel sick on the stomach. But anybody who's been through that, they know that's one of those feelings. Like you look at the person and you doing it because all of it doesn't hurt, all of it doesn't bother you or no nothing. You just in a world of confusion. Hey, Silky Black. You're in a world of confusion. You don't know what's going on. There's so many channels that this type of trauma can take you down. So when I say that, yeah, there's been the play around thing, but there's not been serious. And I'm in that place of what worked for me before does not work for me right now. And it's been like that for a while, but and I don't see it as a bad place. It's a different place because I ain't never been in this place like I am right now at this time. It's like when you learning how to do something, like it's gradually given to you and you can see it as as it's happening. Because literally when I came back looking for things to go back the way that it is, and Miss Coffee was yelling, "No, Shauna, you don't go and then come back and look for the same." No, I'm just joking. She was not yelling at me. She literally said to me, "No, you don't go back into a situation that you asking for change. You wanted to change. You don't go back and look for the same thing." I wanted to feel some of those familiar things. She was like, "Nope, reset, restart." And just not only Miss Coffee, but it was so many different things coming out of so many places. My girl Silky Black in here, she brought me to the Proverbs that kicked me in the side a little bit in the beginning, and then it got me up on my feet. And then I realized that yeah, nothing's going to be the same. So I literally feel like when you first start, like, let's just say anything. We all grown folks on here, so it's like if anybody ever you go to college or anything like that, right there, when you first walk in there, it's like it's not the first day is not like the most comfortable day because you don't know all these people. Everybody is new people to you or whatever. It's like you go in there from the beginning, and but you give it a week or two, maybe a month, and it's like you know everybody in there. You ain't in the same place that you're in. So right now I feel like when you going to college, see, I done been to kindergarten through high through graduation. Now I'm going over here and I'm to college, so it's like I'm trying to get a higher level of whatever it is that I'm that I'm at. And Silky Black, I discovered that later on down the line. And I'm telling you, that's why I said when you had came, I done mentioned it a couple of times. I just haven't seen you on here before when I've mentioned it before. But I was like, I know I was texting you through my thought process when you first brought it up to me. But Miss Coffee was like, "No, Shauna, keep on reading." And I didn't recognize later. But what I'm saying, when you first sent it to me, is like I kept reading it over and over again, and my sister was like, Are you offended?" And I was like, I'm trying not to be. I'm trying not to be in the beginning, but no, that's why I say I thank you for being obedient and following your discernment to send me what it is, because in the beginning, and I'm telling you, it was not like a man. It was just like I kept reading it to her, and I literally, like, if you was up here, Silky Black, and you read it out to me, I would literally pause you right at the area. It's like I got to certain words and I couldn't get from my foot. And I'm gonna tell you, one of the words that I got stuck on was selfish. Oh my God, like the inside of me was like in turmoil because when it came to the word it's Silky Black, you will see we had a whole Bible study. We had a whole Bible study. I had to call the bishop. And my sister Shalissa said, "Shauna, I didn't when you reading it to me, she said it does not come off offensive to me at all. She was like, I don't think she meant it in that way. But I got on a specific word that like wrapped itself around me. And then and I didn't stay there long, but what I was telling you, Silky Black, was that I was texting you through my thought process. Like I got this thought process, and my thought process is, oh, it's a lengthy one that I go down and I be questioning everything. And one of the things is, one thing about me is, even if I don't like the word selfish there, because that's the word that I got stuck on, baby, I'm gonna be stuck on that word, and I'm gonna keep going over and over again, because then I don't want to think that I'm so high that I can't have a little bit of selfishness or something in me. But the more and more I went over it, the more I knew that it wasn't about that, but I just got, and Silky Black, if you were here to see how it all broke down, because my brother is a bishop. So I called him and I said, listen, somebody just sent this right here to me. And he was like, okay, then give me 5 minutes. Let me go over there. And he said, then I'll call you right back. And he called right back. And he was like, nah, he was like, I didn't tell him the way that, I didn't tell him what the other sister had said or nothing, because I just wanted to see what he was going to come back and say. And he both came back and he was like, no, he was like, did you think that she was like saying something? No, but he started reading down the whole thing. Then I had one part of it, and then we was on here talking about it one other time, and then Miss Coffee said, then go ahead and read it. And when Miss Coffee gave me the rest of it to read it, I also knew then at that moment when I texted you back that day, Silky Black, and I said, thank you for being obedient, because Miss Coffee sent me the end of it. And I went back to that message, and it said 30 days of Proverbs. And it spoke to me in a different way, was saying, if you stay the course, it's all gonna work out. So yeah, and just to get to that last part of it or whatever, so had I gone through the 30 days of Proverbs that you were actually showing me to, because when you said the 30 days, I saw that I misread that part of it. But if I had followed through with the 30 days, if I had followed through with those 30 days, I'd have came right to where Miss Coffee ended up saying. She was like, yeah, Shauna, you have to finish reading it. She gave it to me, and I went and finished reading it, and I'm telling you, just smiling from ear to ear. And actually, she had just given it to me, and I text you right in the moment. So, and I'm telling you, sometimes I'm talking to people, and I don't necessarily agree with you, but I don't mean I'm gonna throw it in the garbage. Now, sometimes I know when to call BS on some, and I'm just gonna turn it loose and throw it in the garbage, point blank, period. But there's been times that somebody has told me before that I have a that red. If you say red rum, but you said a murderous demon. Somebody told me that before. You talking about somebody got so mad for somebody saying that to me, and going down a lot of the situations that I done been in my life, I could actually see it there. And so me being able to see it in that way and getting that lesson like that always make me stop and pause and go over it until, like, I pray about it and everything, throw holy water on all kind of stuff, trying to get the understanding of it. But for sure, Silky Black, it wasn't like I was mad at you or nothing. It's just like I wanted to hear your voice, and I wanted you to be able to say, but I guess on that day God was saying, you don't need to hear nothing. Just she dropped what I said to drop and left it right there. And so, but that's my thought process, is that I overthink I overthink everything. I go over with a fine tooth comb trying to go once I'm in some type of situation or whatever. But I, Miss Coffee, you and me too. You and me too. So I thank you, Silky Black, for being in the right space and being the vessel that he used to bring it to me, because I didn't understand it right then. But I'm just, if somebody can tell me something wrong, and you may not get me to agree with you right then, but if I go over it long enough and I can see where I need to eat from that plate that you pushed in front of me, I'm definitely going to eat from it. I don't, I ain't so big that I can't hear what somebody else is trying to say to me. And most of all, if I don't understand it, then I throw it out the window. Lord, when it's for me, and if it's for me, throw it back through the window. Throw it back through the window. So it is what it is. But this work on yourself is it is crazy. It's a journey. It is a journey. LOL. What I got was, what the hell, the nerve. Hey man, Silky Black, if you got time, if you can come up here and read it, I can tell you right there. I'm telling you, the thought process that I went through. I was like, wait a minute. But I'm serious when I say to you that it wasn't like a it wasn't like the nasty thing. And I was like, I just don't even understand. It's like, why would she send me something that has the word selfish selfish in it? I couldn't get past. And there was something else in there, because I also had my other sister read it. I had my other sister read it too. And as she read it, I was like, right there. Stop right there. It's like, that ain't none of me. So and then I wish my brother was up here, but I know there ain't no chance in hell that you gonna get him on here, because he gotta be to work bright and early in the morning. But yeah, we gonna bring up Silky Black.
I think that if I leave this screen, I don't think I could leave this screen, because I would have to go back to our message and see what exactly I sent you that day.
Okay.
And to think what my thought process was. Um, it was something specific, and it was not the selfish thing.
Right.
It was something else in there that I wanted you to grab hold to. Because and it was just the scripture for that day, and I said that to you. I'm reading for the whole
you
month,
did.
and this was the one for
You said
today.
based off of what I had said to you, me being, because and I said that to my brother too. He's like, you're online and you're saying you're self-isolating. He said yes. He's like, then they understand that you're isolating yourself. And he's like, but she does not know the story of everything that you've been through. And he's saying, and yes, you're in this time. He explained it in some way, but I'll be saying
That's what the scripture was talking about.
Right.
It was talking about just that, isolating yourself.
Right, isolation. And you said
now, also, when I think about Proverbs as a whole, not just, I'm sorry, I'm trying to sit up, not just that particular scripture that I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs as a whole is full of teaching you how to handle life and people, and it gives you strength. So that was my thought process.
Right. That's ultimately where I'm telling. I didn't leave that night. It's just that usually whenever somebody send me something, and what I was saying to you was, I wanted to talk to you on the panel, because I don't like when my
because when you wrote me, what I said to myself, she said, what the hell? What the hell?
No,
what the hell she sending me this for?
there was a level of offense, but there wasn't like I wanted to cuss you out or no nothing. What I was wanting was, because I like to have conversations for the understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? So I
I
didn't want to
think
like.
I wanted you to meditate on Proverbs with in relation to what you were going through.
Right. And I'm glad you left me right. I'm glad you left me right there. I'm glad you did. I'm telling you, because confirmation, you were just like the beginning of it. Drop it and leave it. You
Okay.
didn't really try to go into explaining a whole lot, but I'm telling you, with me calling the other people, they start to, because I already said to in the beginning that I've read the whole Bible before, right? But I read it like it was a story. So I don't have a whole bunch of understanding of it. So when literally y'all giving me scriptures and stuff, I go and read them to go back and look over them again. But then the thing is I'll be forgetting, and I was taught before that when you go and read a scripture, you read what came before and what came after. I read just what you had said because it was right in front of me.
Yeah.
It stayed
But
there, and Miss Coffee was the one said, "No, Shauna, keep going." And then I go back and think about it. It was the 30 days of Proverbs, and so I was like, and I only got one piece of it. So
it was, but it's 31 it's 31 in
right.
Proverbs.
Well,
So
that's Miss Coffee told me to go ahead and read it through 31. And when she read it through 31, it was like it brought so much.
I'm so glad. I'm so happy.
And that's why I said I'm so glad that and see, that's the kind of people that I like to be around. It doesn't matter what you feel. If you feel like that's what God was telling you to give to me at the time, I want you to go ahead and give it to me, whether I like it or not, because it'll come full circle after a while.
I had to. I mean, I was led to, and that's what I did.
I appreciate that.
And it was supposed to serve you in one way or the other. However you take, and listen, sometimes you take what you can get out of it and throw away the rest. I don't care. Listen, if you had to harp on that one word to get to the end of what it all meant, I'm happy.
Yeah, I was stuck, but I'm telling you, Miss Coffee is like, no, you have to finish reading it, Shauna. And then for me to go back, and I'm telling you, I didn't see till that day. I was like, this was the 30 days of Proverbs. She said, yeah, do that. And she saying, read Proverbs 31 too while you're at it. I'm telling you, it's right here. We was having this conversation on live, not today.
Now, let me ask you this, Shauna. Do you think that, let's talk about this word, that word that you was harping on so bad. Now, let me tell you my perspective of selfish don't have to be always geared to self. It can be you neglecting self and being selfish to yourself in that way of being neglectful to yourself.
And see, I'm so neglectful to myself, I wouldn't even think about it in that way. And that's what I'm learning to not do, put myself on the back burner.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have to take it in that way also, that I can't be selfish towards myself while I'm pleasing everybody else.
Yep.
No,
I received that.
I'm so happy. I'm so glad.
And everything. Yes, it definitely came on through and
good, because it was only to encourage you, only to give you a little bit more strength while you was going through what you was going through. That was it, and as soon as I read it, I said, oh, this is for Shauna for some reason, and I came right on over there and dropped it at your house.
Thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it. I really do. My sister was doing her nails. She was like, she turned around and she was like, are you getting offended? That's how she said, are you getting offended? She was like, there was nothing for you to be offended about. I said, I don't know. I said, I just feel like the spirit of offense is coming up in me. And I was like, I don't really know. I was like, I don't know what word it is. So like my sister's like starting, my brother, no, that's when my brother called me. Then my other sister read it, and she was like, "Nah, child." She was like, "You saw it the wrong way when you read it to us." So, but I really, really do appreciate you for doing that. I really do. And all it is a submission. That's it. Be that
I'm
vessel.
always gonna try to motivate you, encourage you, because whether you know it or not, that's what you bring to me. So you brought something, a whole new world that I didn't know nothing about. So that's encouraging to me. So that's the only thing I'm gonna bring your way, girl.
Well, I really do appreciate. I really, really do appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I'm
I do.
happy.
And hopefully, this is like a lesson for somebody that may be afraid to go ahead and put it out there, especially when you feel it in your belly. Go ahead and drop it, whether the person receive it then or not. Drop
Yeah,
it and go ahead and going on.
yeah,
What
yeah,
they say,
yeah,
sometimes you just supposed to plant the seed and walk away. It'll grow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you is continuing to know exactly what you want and work towards that.
Yeah. Yep.
But
And I
you said it that Miss Coffee told you. You don't leave and come back to the same shit.
and look for the
I,
same.
I mean that don't make no sense.
That's what,
Like,
but that's what I did. I
well,
was
what the
like,
hell you leave for?
everything is so different. Miss I say you left there and then you come back looking for the same thing again. She was like, no, reset, restart, and keep going for the new thing that's gonna happen. She said, Shauna, all that stuff tore up. You starting over again. Then I like that, just I'm telling you, the encouraging words is helping me get out of the box
Yeah,
that I'm. And it's just and I'm still hoping and saying like whatever it is that I'm going through, I hope that it's helping somebody else go through whatever their situations is. But when I tell you that you think this trauma thing starts one way over here, that it happened so many years ago, that junk be dragging right behind you like a ball and chain, and like I feel like I'm nicking at that chain that's around my leg because I need it off. I need
yeah,
it to be gone.
yeah, yeah,
And I feel
yeah.
like I ain't got much longer to go.
But you doing it though.
Yeah.
You actually doing it. We see it happening.
Well, I sure is trying.
You just have to stand firm and knowing, what you want. And nothing changes without a change. So you have to
Yeah.
be the change that you want.
Oh, for sure, for sure. That's for
Yeah.
sure. And I'm telling you, on a day-to-day basis, it's talking to myself on a day-to-day basis. And most of it be about a feeling that come up in my stomach. Or you gonna move out you're gonna move because you feel this way, or you're gonna move because it's almost like an anxiety type thing all of a sudden, but it's like to slowly deny it. Like, I ain't switching what I'm doing because I don't want that result over there. So no, I'm gonna
See,
stay
that's the
right here.
thing. You got to recognize that if you want to change, you can't stop. You can't give
Exactly.
up. You gotta, put your best foot forward
Consistency.
to that. Yep.
Yeah.
For you. You know what?
What's that?
In order to change any habit, this is what they said. And this is smoking cigarettes. You need a straight, this is what they say, 21 days
Hmm.
of consistency before you will see a change. Consistency. It got to be consistent. That's when you see the change.
Yep.
So if you give yourself 1 month to where you say, I'm going to consistently look for this change that I want and put forth the best foot that I have to acquire this change, and let's see what happens. You know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about what Miss Coffee just said. She said fight it like the snake. I'm, hey, I don't know why she keep coming back to
Wait a minute, cause you see how you ran from that snake that day on that
yeah,
video, girl.
yeah. I
I
don't know
went
why
back.
she keep coming back to the snake.
I went back and I watched that shit about 5 times. I said, "Oh Lord, I wouldn't even been able to move like that, girl. You got straight the hell up out the way. You hear me?"
Let me tell you something. I looked down and all I seen was orange, red, and black. And he was listen. I'm telling, literally touching the boots that even Miss Coffee told me, Shauna, where your boots at? Why you out there with no? Why you ain't got your boots on? I'm telling you, in the video, I think in the video I had put my boots on.
Mhm.
Had she not been telling me about putting the boots on that I called myself was gonna keep wearing because I'm used to wearing tennis shoes when I'm out in the garden. I looked down, that snake was literally rubbing up against the toe, like the pinky toe part of my boot. Man, please. Woo! Honey.
That
And
was
that thing was
funny.
it was big and long too. I was like, He was climbing through my crate and everything. I was like, But
Wow,
I said,
girl.
oh shit.
But
Time
I
to
thought,
go.
don't you see snakes out there all the time?
We usually see black snakes. It usually that you usually don't see. But let me tell you something. I run from all of them the same way. My kids and my husband is the only one that don't care nothing about none of that. My kids be like target practice. But
Because you said in one of your videos, y'all see this lizard? I deal with snakes all day long before I deal with these type of lizards.
no,
That's
go back and listen to that video again. Cause I need to go. If I said that, I need to go and delete that whole video. No, I'm telling you, the snakes in Vero and on the camera. I'm saying to you all, the camera, y'all looking at it. If you look at the line, you know when they make the lines in between the vehicles, right? A lizard usually stay like in, the white lines, what they draw to divide the parking spaces, right? A normal lizard usually stays like in the length of that thing right there. Do you see that thing? That lizard was like 3 times the length of that thing, and he was not the biggest one. I've seen. If you go to Miami, they are a lot worse. They are a lot bigger in Miami. Um, but they moving through Vero, so there. I'm telling you, them things is just, you might as well go ahead and have a bunch of snakes in your yard if you gonna have them lizards. Them things is huge. My sister said they was out there trying to steal their snacks by the pool. So them some big old lizards. They don't even run from folks.
wow.
Uh-uh. I'm telling you, I think they hitchhiking on people cars coming down this way. Cause I think like what in Miami they had a problem where people was turning to loose where they was turning to loose they pet iguanas and stuff like that.
Oh,
And so they done got out there, and I think they done made it with these other lizards and stuff. And two, they say if you be in Miami in the wintertime, it gets so cold there that they fall out the trees and they'll rain on you like the rain.
oh, wow.
Yeah, they get cold and fall, but they say they in Miami they much bigger. We ain't been to Miami in a little minute, but honey, I ain't trying to go over there and see. I ain't trying to see none of that. I'm telling you go just as far as Vero Beach, Florida, and I'm telling you, look on the wall crawling through there and look at them lizards. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Them lizards there eat the lizards that we got here.
Huh.
They like 4 times bigger than anything I got out here. I said, my garden started getting like that right there. I'm going ahead and retire. I'm going ahead and retire. Ain't nobody got time for, and them things all colorful and stuff. I think that one that particular one with that red head on it or something. They
Yeah.
say he come all the way from Africa or something like that. I was like, well, what the hell are you doing over here? What you doing over here? It was a whole bunch of them too.
Wow.
No, them things is Them things is huge.
Sean, I came in and derailed the whole conversation of
No,
your
no, you didn't, cause you see what I named this. This was just Shauna talk, cause I ain't really have nothing I was gonna talk about. I just ended up talking about the a memory that I had with my cousin, and then it was just it wasn't it's this live was called Let's Talk. That's how we do it over here. You know, we be talking about one thing and on to the next. So I was finished with that thing, but you know, if somebody had a question about what happened, but nah, it's just you know how we do over here. We be having 500 conversations in one. So and it don't bother me because that's how I be on the telephone too. I don't even try to pay too much attention to how other people be doing that. I just look at this situation just like I be talking to people on the phone or whatever. Like last night, I was talking to an auntie I ain't talked to in forever in a day. Me and her ended up being on the phone for 5 hours.
Oh wow.
5 hours. And she just kept laughing at me because she was like, do you hold anything back? I was like, you know, she asking questions about like people in the family and whatever. And it was like, you asking the questions, you want me to lie to you? She's like, no, I don't never want you to lie to me. But she's like, I was like, well, that's what's happening. Like, what you want me to say? Then she asked about certain people. I was like, yeah. And this is like the way it big, and because of the way that I'm saying it, like, let me stop talking about it because I can't tell y'all what you know, the family stuff, like what they was saying or whatever. So she was like, you just don't sugarcoat it or know nothing. Sugarcoat it for what? It's the truth. Yeah, this the regular
opportunity to talk, you know, and get that. And I'm glad that you got all of that clarified, you know, for you to look at it in a positive light, in a positive way. I'm glad we had this chance to talk about it because it's been almost a month.
And for a minute, I thought we had switched places. I was like, Snooki Black must be running from this conversation. You know, before he was like, I keep trying to come up on your panel. Every time you got this, you on your phone. I was like, okay, then let me do something. Let me switch it around. I was like, where is Snooki Black at?
You know what? I hadn't even seen you live. I hadn't seen you live. I was on the phone with my daughter tonight, and I've seen you, and I said, I
haven't been that much. I've probably been going live like probably once a week, and I actually feel better when I do. It's just the matter of getting to the computer and hitting the button instead of making 500 excuses. Because really, I don't want to be talking about what's on my mind. But if I come on here, I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Just like I wasn't gonna touch on anything with the situation with my husband or whatever, but it's like, okay, we here at this point. It's like, and you know, I'm not here to like dog it out or nothing like that, but I bought it on here and I talked about it a little bit. So it's when I can update it a little bit and talk when I feel like talking about it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but it just really, I'm where I am right now.
Well, just keep working on yourself, and as long as you keep doing that, you're gonna see the reward in the end.
Yep. I'm glad to be on the. I'm not excited about the journey, but I'm happy to be on the journey because I know something's happening. So, you know.
Well, you know what? All things don't come easy. You know.
That's for sure.
Sometimes, you know, to get to the other side, you have to be in an uncomfortable space or place.
Woo! Child, you just said something back to me that I be saying to other people. I say sometimes when God trying to get you to change something around, it's like being in the bed, laying down. When you're in a comfortable position, you don't got no need to move. But when you get uncomfortable, you'll start shifting around. You'll do some things different to get back to that area. You know, you can be comfortable for a little bit, but then that, you know, that arm fall asleep or something, that leg fall asleep, girl, you got to move.
Well, you said it, you know it, you know.
Yeah, I do. But you know, sometimes you be saying stuff and then you realize, oh shoot, I'm saying something, I'm gonna have to eat that.
You gotta learn to take your own advice sometimes.
Absolutely. Hey, I do. I say it all, and every time it hit me when I be talking to somebody, I was like, dang, I was talking to myself the same time I was talking to you. It happened like that. It do happen like that all the time.
Yeah. But at least you can recognize it now.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, Sean, I'm gonna drop back down, and I'm so glad to have this conversation with you. And
Same
I'll try to
here.
catch you the next time you're live.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And everything that you sent up and prayed for me, you already know.
Thank you so
Tenfold,
much.
baby.
Oh, thank you so much.
Tenfold. All right, Silky. Thank
I-
you again.
Okay, thank you. Welcome. Have a great night.
You too. Look at that, y'all. See, look. I'm on here. I've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes. I said that I was gonna come on here and do an hour, but well, tonight it ain't gonna be no extra delays or anything like that because I can't even delay it because I ain't even bring my cord with me and my battery finna die. So Miss Coffee tonight, we gonna end this live. What you say? Here you go. Okay, but I really appreciate you all so much because I think I be coming on here, like help somebody else out or whatever. And I'm telling you, the last couple of times that I done been on here, I actually came on here and draw some strength from you people that's on here. And I appreciate y'all for that. And I also appreciate you all for coming over here and chilling with Life with Tashana, where it's like a box of chocolate. Some days we out in the garden, some days we over here yelling, some days we over here laughing about something else. We all over the place. But the most important thing we like to do over here is grow. Grow, grow, grow. They call us the high class gardeners over here. We use high class because we don't mess around with no bugs, no snakes, and no worms. And that's in real life. But what we try to do is we try to make sure we're growing something, preparing for the future, and all of that stuff, keeping something growing in your yard at all times. And comparing it to what it is that you're going through in your life and watching it grow as you grow. So you can see the manifestation of what's happening. So if you're interested in growing in that way, then come on over here and join Life with Tashana. Like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that like button. People come through and they be listening, they forget about hitting that like button or whatever. And if you don't like it, then hit the other button, hit some button. Golly, help us out over here, son. But anyways, you all, I really appreciate you all for coming through, and I'm really gonna try my hardest. I'm gonna find something that we can come through, or we can just do this all the time. I like the random conversations. So I'm like, hey, TMB Monkey Man. But I'm going to try my best to come through and get out of this rut. And TMB Monkey Man, I see he was going through, I guess everybody in the little situation in a thing. So the same way that everybody been praying for me, I seen you, TMB, I seen you and your family was going through some things. And so I believe that as people was praying for me, I was passing my prayers around and everything going to work itself right on out. But again, you all, I thank you all for joining me, and I'm going to try and be back on here tomorrow. I ain't gonna make no promises because y'all already know. But I'm going to try to start back being more consistent with coming back on and everything, and kind of get out of my own little head and everything. But it's part of the process. And TMB, you are absolutely welcome. And any that you put up for me, may you receive it back in tenfold. I know there's a blessing in it. So but I definitely put you and your family in on my prayers. I was even shocked to go over there and find out that at the same time, and I'm telling you, well, you ain't alone in it by your own self. I'm telling you, I'm going through my own situation over here. And it doesn't matter what you be going through, it's how you come out on the other side of it. So that's what we talking about over here. That's been our whole conversation over here on the side. And I'm gonna try to do that, Silky Black, but that's a whole nother process in its own self. But all right, y'all, before this computer shut off on you all, I love you all, and may y'all have a wonderful, blessed night. Thank y'all again.